I am David Walker, and I'm an abolitionist, meaning I wish to put an end to slavery and make it illegal. I was born in 1796 in Wilmington, North Carolina. I grew up very poor due to the fact that my father was a slave and we didn't have much. My mother was a free woman and taught me everything I know. I never really had a real education, so she was responsible for teaching me how to read and how to write. Since my father was a slave, I directly saw the effects of slavery on people. He worked for all hours, was abused, and was exhausted all of the time. Slaves would be whipped and sometimes even killed if they didn't follow all of the orders of their plantation owners. To support my father and everyone else like him, I wanted to take a stand against slavery. So to do this, I moved out of North Carolina to Boston, Massachusetts in the 1820s for better opportunities to take a stand. When I arrived, I joined the African Methodist Church, which was a community of activists fighting slavery. Their words and lessons really opened up my eyes, and I realized even more how crucial it was for racism and slavery to be put to an end. I also became a member of the General Colored Association. In this group, we worked for equal rights promotions for the minority and set up anti-slavery rebellions. While in Boston, I decided to open up a second-hand clothing shop as a source of my income. Sailors would trade in their old, broken suits, and I would fix them up. Other sailors would then buy the repaired suits for their voyages. While I was repairing the suits, I would sell pamphlets promoting anti-slavery into the pockets of the suits to spread awareness to the sailors. I did anything I could to get the word around. As a child, I was always interested in writing, and I was very skilled at it. My mother used to say it was a natural gift of mine. So, in 1828, I pursued my dream of becoming a writer and became an agent for Freedom's Journal in New York City. This newspaper was the first one to be owned and operated by African Americans, so it was very important to me. I wrote a weekly journal regarding freedom, and it was the perfect way for me to discuss and share my own opinion about slavery to the rest of New England. My most noteworthy accomplishment was Walker's Appeal, which I wrote in 1829. It was a pamphlet written in 4 articles that spoke about abolishing slavery. My main points discussed slaves' labor conditions and cruelty. I referenced the Declaration of Independence and the Bible's ideas to support my claims. The Declaration of Independence says that every man has the right to life, liberty, and property. And the Bible says that God does not label anyone, and all men are created equal. So why were these rights not given to slaves? My appeal was a revolutionary document that provided hope for slaves by preaching words like peace and happiness will soon rule the world once slavery comes to an end. It was read all over the United States, and it was known as the most radical of all anti-slavery documents in the United States history during the 1800s. When I gained more supporters and abolitionists from Walker's Appeal, I decided to start the American Anti-Slavery Society with my co-founder, William Lloyd Garrison. The main point of this society was to continue discussing the emancipation of slavery and to spread liberty to all African American citizens. I believe I should be inducted into the Antebellum Hall of Fame because I was a true activist. I was persistent, and I was a very passionate man who wanted freedom for all slaves. I saw firsthand from my father how cruel slavery really was, and I wanted to put everyone out of their pain and out of their misery. Walker's Appeal was one very popular document, which I took complete pride in and dedication in to assure that my message would be understood by everyone. All I wanted was freedom for African American citizens and to validate that they would be thought of as people and not ownable property. The Hall of Fame should note and admire my accomplishments just as the rest of my supporters have done. Thank you.